In this video, I'm going to run through a list of 21 trail running gear tips. And I'm sure a lot of this is going to seem super obvious to some of you, and it's stuff that we now take for granted as more experienced trail runners, but my hope is that everyone can find at least one or two nuggets within this fairly long list. So let's jump right in. Now these first few all relate to Ziploc bags. You can use a freezer lock bag to keep your spare gear dry in your pack, like a down puffy, or really anything you want to prevent getting sweaty or wet in case of rain. I find that Ziploc bags also help me to better compartmentalize smaller items in my pack so they don't all sink to the bottom. It's a great idea to keep a spare pair of gloves in a Ziploc bag as well, because no matter how waterproof gloves are, they are going to soak through eventually. A Ziploc bag is also a great way to store your phone to keep the buttons from getting pressed. This one is waterproof, but sometimes the screen can get activated in my pack, which can eventually lock me out of my phone. So a bag should prevent that from happening while also protecting phones that aren't waterproof. I also like to carry a spare Ziploc bag to fill up with food at aid stations during a race. This way you can take a bunch of chips and candy and eat on the run, because it's all about continual forward progress, even if you're just walking. Duct tape can fix just about anything, so carry some duct tape for gear repairs wrapped around your poles. I even carry some extra in my first aid kit as well. Charge your watch on the go with a power pond stuck in a buff wrapped around your wrist. And remember to always lock your watch so that you don't accidentally hit pause and lose part of your run. Be sure to download your maps on Google Maps or Gaia in advance so that you can keep your phone on airplane mode to conserve battery. And take pictures of a route description or maps from a book instead of having to carry it with you. Be sure to always keep your headlamp locked in your bag to prevent it from turning on accidentally. And if you can't lock it, then just remove the battery. I tend to get chafing from my pack on longer runs and races, especially when it's wet or I'm sweating a lot. So I'll pre-apply KT tape to my lower back and even on my shoulders if I'm carrying a heavier load. And I know some women will do this under their bra straps as well. And same goes for your feet. I'll usually use Body Glide on my toes and around my heels, but if there are spots that you often get blisters, then consider pre-taping those as well. When using poles for multi-day fast packing adventures or races, I find that I get bruised hands after a while, so I started using bicycle gloves, which have the added benefit of exposed fingers, so you can still use your phone and you can more easily open gel packs and things like that. And plus they're padded, so if you fall and do a bit of a Superman, they have that added protection. And you should always carry just a little bit more nutrition than you think you're going to need. And a smart way to do that is to carry a spare bar at the bottom of your pack that maybe you don't really like that much. This could be one of those that you got at a race expo as a sample and you can't bring yourself to eat it. But when you do end up getting down to that last bar, you'll know it's time to ration. If you're running alone on the trails and you're worried about bears, consider playing an audiobook or a podcast through your phone's speakers. Human sounding sounds are a lot more effective than something like bear bells, and that's why it's so much safer to run in groups where you're likely to be talking a lot of the time. Of course, only do this if you are pretty confident that you won't run into a lot of people on the trails, and if you do, then maybe consider pausing it while you pass them. On a hot day, put ice in your soft flasks to keep your water cooler longer, as well as in the water that you keep in your car for after your run so that it's nice and cold when you get back. And in the winter, use warm water to help keep your flasks or bladder from freezing. I always keep a bag of spare stuff in my duffel, like a backup headlamp, gloves, and a spare empty flask. It's inevitable that I or someone I'm running with is going to show up at a trailhead at least once a season having forgotten something essential like a headlamp, so this bag just never leaves my duffel. And you could even consider leaving a spare headlamp in your glove box. Flip-flops or a good pair of recovery sandals are essential for after a long run or a race, so keep a pair of these in your duffel as well. You can supplement that expensive run nutrition with regular candy from the store. It's virtually the same in terms of caloric content, and it's all made from maltodextrin. Just be sure to take some salt pills or something like Noon to get the electrolytes that you would normally get from those gels and chews. So there you have it, 21 trail running gear tips, one or two of which hopefully were new to you. But of course, let me know about your own tips and hacks in the comments below. And if you'd like to support the channel, consider becoming a member. A small monthly contribution can go a long way in helping me to create more content like this. And you can also get access to behind the scenes videos where I'll talk more about my training and preparation for my races and self-supported adventures.